Hello, this is James Arthur Ray, the author of the New York Times bestseller Harmonic Wealth, and my latest book, Life Unleashed: How to Live Life on Your Own Terms, Harness Your Unique Genius, and Have Maximum Impact. Speaking of living life on your own terms and harnessing your unique genius, that's what this series is all about. Did you catch the first one? If you didn't, please go back and watch the first one. This is a series called The 6 Factors of Superhuman Success. And I promise you, if you will study them and follow them, and most importantly, internalize them and act upon them, you too will build a life that others only dream of. Because as I've shared with you previously, I've invested over 30 years of my life studying the science, the psychology, the strategies, the habits of ultimate human performance. And what I can promise you is that those who reach the pinnacle of their potential, whether it's in entrepreneurship, whether it's in finances, whether it's in investments, whether it's a professional athlete or an artist, it doesn't matter. Those who reach the ultimate in their own human performance are following these strategies, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. I can promise you as well that the very first thing we talked about, talent, right? Every single individual who reaches the top of their game is finding their innate ability that we talked about last time, their unique God-given gifts and talents, and they're developing those and leveraging those and building a life from that perspective. We called that in our last session, beginning at the beginning. So few people do this. You see, we've been programmed in society to go where the money is or to go where the jobs are. Wrong strategy. Because those who have the money have gotten the money by pursuing their love. You doubt me on this? I could quote you example after example after example. Stephen Jobs, pretty successful, wouldn't you agree? Jobs said, find something that you love. Success is hard. If you don't love it, you'll quit, like any sane person would. I love that. If you love it, you won't quit. I could, again, quote so many individuals, but we're not listening. We're just not listening. Find your innate abilities. That's talent. That's what we talked about in our last session. Go back and watch it if you haven't yet. If you know what your talent is, your innate ability, your God-given gifts, then the second factor of superhuman success is work ethic. Now, you might remember in our last session as well, we quoted the work from Stanford psychologist Lewis Terman, where he studied intellectual genius. And what we found is that intellectual genius is not enough. In fact, those who ranked in the genius range intellectually, by and large, were a very disappointing crowd as far as accomplishments and contribution to the world. There's a few exceptions to that, but that's the norm. So when you have the talent, which is just enough talent, that will only take you so far. Then you have to go to factor number 2, which is work ethic. Now, you've probably heard about 10,000 hours by this time, because it's been around for a while. Anders Ericsson was the one who originally popularized this and did the research in the arena of what it takes to develop a level of greatness, develop a mastery of your craft, whatever you particularly go after. So let's say you have your innate ability. Then the second thing is work ethic. And what research has proven is that those who reach the top of their game, those who reach ultimate performance, don't work harder. They don't work much harder. They work much, much harder. 10,000 hours is the minimum. You see, you must be willing, once you've found your innate abilities, your God-given gifts, to invest at least 10 years in obscurity for a lifetime legacy. Now, if you're not willing to do this, that's okay. Most people aren't. But if you choose to pursue mastery, it's going to take a minimum of 10,000 hours. Now, if you break that down over a 10-year period, that's about 3 hours per day. 3 hours per day investing in continuous improvement. How can I make it better? 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 Not just practice, but deliberate practice with continuous improvement. The research proves that you can become a master in your craft, in your particular field, in about 10 years. 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. Are you willing to put it in? Are you willing to invest 10 years in obscurity for a lifetime legacy? You know, some people say to me, well, James, 10 years, I mean, I'm already, far along in life, and that means, I'm going to be kind of old by the time I get there. Well, let me ask you this question. What else are you going to do with your life? Seriously? What else are you going to do with the next 10 years? Why not commit to excellence, to greatness, to bringing your greatness, your genius, your mastery to the world in incredible contribution and service? Because that's what gets the juices flowing, isn't it? That's what truly living is all about, is knowing that you're the best in your industry, knowing you're the best at what you do, not by comparison to anyone else, but by comparison to yourself, your own personal best, your own personal greatness. Work ethic. Come early and stay late. You know, we live in a society that is wanting maximum returns for minimum investment. We want the quick fix, don't we? Give me the secret sauce and the magic pill. There is no secret sauce and there is no magic pill. There's no magic in life, but life is magical. You get that? When you invest the time in your own greatness, you got to begin at the beginning, find your unique gifts, and then develop those fully, because that's why I've coined the term innate ability development. Because innate ability is not enough. Tiger Woods started when he was 2 years old. He didn't win his first Masters till he was 21, 19 years. Mozart started playing piano when he was 4 years old. He wasn't considered a child prodigy until 14, 10 years. Bill Gates toiled away as a geek in a little basement, tucked away in obscurity, while the IBM mainframes were the thing, and everybody thought that a personal computer was nothing. We'll talk more about that in our next session. Work ethic. Work hard. You see, it's hard work to be miserable, broke, and upset, isn't it? So you might as well work hard at doing something that you love. You're going to work hard anyway. You might as well work hard at your love. And then you can truly say, I work hard, but it's hardly work. Why? Because I'm using my gifts. I'm doing what I love. I'm contributing my purpose. And that's the ultimate in fulfillment. I hope I've given you something to think about. Stay with this series and apply it. Until we speak again, stay awake, love life, and be epic.